lean in here for a moment. Tonight I'm going to talk about the E-zone. Yeah, Willie's with me here. No, not the E-zone of Dr. Ruth and other sex therapists. Of course not. That's not my area. That's not what I do. Um, the big E, meaning energy. And right now, the global energy system is totally disrupted. And I'm going to lay on you some wisdom, some facts, many facts, layering the facts like it's frickin' lasagna on what's going on in the world of energy today and why Canada is in love. So hello again, everybody. You're on the channel Out of Darkness, designed to help you navigate to and through your best retirement. But today I'm not really going to talk about retirement issues. I'm going to talk about issues that affect everybody, everywhere today. Certainly it has a bearing on us, the baby boomers. I'm a tail end of the baby boomers, certainly Gen X, because of financial constraints of the stage of life we're in, but this affects everybody. So in case you just woke up from a 400-year nap like Rip Van Winkle, or maybe a prolonged coma like you're a star on a daytime soap opera and you don't recognize faces and names, the global energy flow has been greatly disrupted by Trump's little war, which is becoming a much larger war. So I'm going to back up, give you some energy 101 issues so that you understand what it all means. Now, I taught college courses in environmental science for 20 plus years. My library includes books like this by Kenneth DeFeus, who was an oil geologist for numerous years. Unfortunately, he has passed away, but this was one of his last publications. And my students used to say, "Oh my God, here goes Hunsinger again on energy." Because we need to understand the importance of energy in our lives. And I used to ask my students one basic question at the beginning of a semester. What makes us a civilized society? Yeah, sure, we can talk about, Western philosophy. We can talk about the advent of democracy and everything else. But particularly in the context of this page, Out of Darkness, one of the most important things that makes us a civilized society is, where'd the lights go? Yeah, energy. And I lost it again. Okay, while my lamp recharges, I'm going to keep rolling here. I've talked about this yin and the yang of Taoism. The yin represents the dark side of the mountain. It is fear, trepidation, stillness. What happens when things go dark? We get worried, we get concerned. Don't go down that dark street. Oh shit, the street light's out. Sorry for the language. The street light's out. Don't go that way. Okay, my primary light source is out right now. It's recharging. Funny, I should be doing an energy segment without the energy of that light. But anyways, I'm going to keep rolling here. Okay, so there's two key takeaways I want you to get from this segment. One, not all oil is created equally. And two, that results in differences in the affordability to produce it, extract it, and put it in your gas tank. Some oil is of higher quality than other oil. It's also easier to produce, meaning pull it out of the ground. It's near the surface, has good quality. Bada boom, the oil booms of the 20s through Oklahoma and Texas. Jet clamp it, literally, you shoot a bullet, and up from the ground came a bubbling crude oil, that is. Those days have been gone for a long, long time. And 18 to 20 years ago, oil executives, all the oil companies were saying, damn, we don't have much left. And then, so what happens? They start going deeper into the Gulf of Mexico. They go, searching for places, which means the exploration, the extraction, and the processing is more expensive. And of course, the catastrophic oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, why were they even there? It wasn't a spill. It was a leak of a pipeline, okay? And that was BP Petroleum, British Petroleum. BP was doing that deeper water work because that's what they do in the North Atlantic off the coast of England. Deep water drilling, extraction. So the cheap stuff's been gone for a long time. That's why people were talking about peak oil. So then what happens? Well, the cost of oil goes up. And we see it at the pump as the cost of our gas goes up. So if you understand economics, it's all about supply and demand. If there's a greater demand, you can go into supplies that cost more to put out there because the demand's going to support it. So that's when you got, again, deeper offshore drilling. You got the oil shales of the Dakotas, which is, they're pulling out sludge between layers of sedimentary rock. There's no other way about it. It's not like there's a nice little pool of pristine oil that they're just going to stick a straw into and suck up out of the ground for nothing. It's a very environmentally intensive, economically intensive process. But if the price of oil is high enough, it pays. Similarly, the whole oil sands of Alberta, right? This was the great find. Just huge amounts of oil intermixed with layers of sand from an ancient sea. So this is like sucking peanut butter out of a sandbox. Takes a lot of effort. And the oil you get from stuff like this is of poor quality. So the cost to refine it is very, very high. Now, that worked. 15 years ago, when the cost of a barrel of oil was high. Hasn't worked so well the last year or two. When the cost of a barrel of oil was $54 a barrel, Alberta and the companies up there were set to lose $10 billion this year. And then Trump starts his little war. All that cheap, easy to produce, everybody wants it, oil out of the Middle East is bottled up in the Straits of Hormuz because of the fear of Iranian attacks. And now the cost of oil is up to $90 a barrel. Alberta and the oil companies up there are now looking at a $10 billion deficit this year, turning into hundreds of billions of dollars of revenue. Okay, this is the way oil flows. This is the way energy works. These hard to reach, heavy investment, low grade oil fields are only productive when the cost is very high. So the stuff we're getting on a regular basis is the last of the good stuff. But when the supply gets cut off of some of that good stuff, then the cost of the sludge, the crap, makes it economically feasible. So Canada is saying, thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you for your ill-founded, irresponsible little war that hopefully doesn't grow into a great war. Because we're going to make billions. Hey, this has been another episode on Out of Darkness. I realize it's not dealing directly with retirement as this page is set up for, but I am talking about issues that impact your lives, whether you're a retiree, soon to be retiree, or a 22-year-old that is driving around in your first car and wondering why the hell the cost of gas has just gone up 90 cents a gallon in the last month and a half. Hey, these are hard times, and together we can get through them, and we can move out of darkness and see the yang of life, particularly, well, everybody I want to see move out of the darkness, their darkness, but especially those of us that are entering that next greatest phase. So, hey, we'll see you soon. Hit the like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. And we're all in this together.